Alright, this is totally not a new day. And we're back. So, yeah. So we're in the middle of doing whatever we needed it to do. I'm not gonna say hello because this is gonna be a long-ass video. Yeah, you guys are getting the finale now, okay? So, do you still persist in formally requesting a search of the inspector personal effects? No, I don't. Because, if you guys remember, last time, or moments ago, what's his face Gregson grabbed one of the brothers. So we'll search someone else. Withdraw request. Hang on a second. Yes, the defense formally demands the search be conducted. Well, don't say you weren't warned. But your typical Nippon-esque stubbornness may well land you in hot water this time. Perhaps the lesson will do you some good. Fair enough. I've got nothing to hide. Very well then. Bailiff, conduct a search on the inspector's personal effects. Nope. Oh, okay, that was weak. The defense demands a search, but not of Inspector Gregson. What? Now, what's all this? I'm the one you're accusing, aren't I? I thought you wanted to search me. No, Inspector, not you. Somebody else. What's the meaning of this? Lost it at last, have you, sunshine? The court shouldn't have put up with this nonsense. You're being completely irrational. Who the heck said that? Be quiet, all of you. Who's that? Iris?
Bruno's doing what you all told him to do and having the courage of his convictions. So you should respect that and listen to what he has to say in good faith. Because that's the British way.
Oh, okay, Iris. Jesus. Alright. Sure. Even Van Zieks can't be like, alright. Well said, young lady. Indeed, this court is in awe of the defense counsel conviction and eagerly awaits his next words. You what? Now, don't be hasty, my lord. If I'm not mistaken about the thing I've seen in court today, I'm fairly sure that I know who has the disc. Who has that disc at the moment. There's only one person it can be. Counsel, of whom do you request a search? Ladies and gentlemen, this man nabbed our guy. Take that.
Take that!
Of course, my lord. Mr. Nash Skulkin. Well, I never. Eh? Blimey. Me? Tim? Very well then, bailiff. Restrain the witness and conduct a thorough search of his personal effects.
Hold it!
Don't? What? What's happening? Please, my lord. Inspector? Scotland Yard, has to object to this search. Why? Oh, shit's going down. Unfortunately for you, Inspector, your objections carry no weight here. Eh? In this courtroom, only the prosecution and the defense have the authority to object. But Lord Van Zieks... I have no idea what forces are in play that might influence your actions. But personally, I have no intention of obstructing the course of this trial. Bailiff, carry out the search. Now, hold on, Amo. I don't know nothing. Nothing about no disc. Cut it out! Ah! Here, my lord, is in the witness's pocket. I found this. Aha! Hello. Good lord, that's another music box disc. I don't know nothing about it, nothing. Silence, huh? Ah. That is the second music box disc left behind by Magnus Mcgilded. Is it not, Inspector Gregson? Ah! Order, order, order! Mr. Skulkin, what have you to say for yourself? Gordon Bennett, I mean, just Gordon Flamin Bennett. I swear I didn't know nothing about this disc, honest to God. Counsel, would you please explain what exactly is going on here? The alleged deal that was struck between this witness and this detective, no? Without question, my lord. Then, for pity's sake, why on earth was this man in possession of the disc that the inspector traded for information? Inspector Gregson is a shrewd, calculating man who rarely loses his composure. But at one particular point in this trial, he exhibited some unusual behavior for a moment. I don't recall. What unusual behavior? Ah! It was, yes, during my cross-examination of Mr. Graydon. Tell me, Mr. Graydon, when you left the pawnbrokery that night, was it by any chance with the second disc in your jacket pocket? I admit to nothing of the sort. While Mr. Graydon answered my questions, the inspector appeared to have grabbed Nash Skulkin by his coat and was shaking him violently. Yeah, you did, and I thought me noggin was gonna fall out clean off. I did. I was wishing I'd been born as me brother. I was. Okay, I guess being a brother. And what exactly happened to make the detectives attack you like that? I ain't got a clue. He just suddenly turned and grabbed me. And then started shaking me. Why the blazes didn't you mention the third gun when we got you down the situation? That's what he said. Yelled it right down my ear hole. He did. Me head's still throbbing now. The way the detective behaved then was extremely out of character. But looking back now, it must have been that he did it. That was the opportunity Inspector Gregson created for himself in order to hide the disc. Well, bless my wig, he hid it? I mean, your wig's falling off, so yeah. You! But I'm afraid I fail to comprehend the motive here. If the detective had acquired the disc he was after, why on earth would he then proceed to hide it in another man's pocket? This is a court of law. He could have submitted the item as evidence. It would appear, my lord, that the inspector was not at liberty to do that. Why ever not? As the man himself revealed earlier, his current assignment has some special conditions. My orders were recover the mediums used to convey the secrets leaked from the ministry, and do it on the QT, strictly hush-hush.
Hush hush, a top secret assignment, is it?
As far as we're aware, the information stolen comes from confidential government communications. It would seem that if that information were to be revealed in court as evidence, it would be problematic. Does that sum up the situation, Inspector?
I'm operating under direct orders from the ministry. I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to answer that question.
So, realizing there was a chance that you may be searched here in court, you took steps to hide the disc you had acquired from the witness.
Ah, does this mean?
He only pretended to attack Mr. Skulking in order to get close enough to him to slip the second disc into his pocket.
So it was all a pretense.
Gregson is just angry. Hang on a second. Please don't break on me right now. I gotta answer this. Sorry, answering my classmates. The one. Never mind. It's not important. Alright, I'm pressing button now.
Well, now Inspector Gregson, and you, Mr. Graydon? Are you prepared to admit the accusation made against you of this alleged deal?
Graydon? Admit to it, yours truly, please. Mr. Graydon. Clearly, our Eastern visitors has an uncommonly active imagination. However, there's no proof that I passed the disc to the inspector.
Objection!
But then, how do you explain the reason why you knew about the peephole? I'm under no obligation to explain. What? Yes, I lied in my testimony. That I admit so. Sentence me accordingly. But that is all I admit. Murder, leaking government secrets, striking a deal with the detective. All of it is this young Eastern man's fantasy. Or fancy. Fancy? Okay, fine. I have no idea what any of that is about.
You what?
Looks like I'm gonna have to hit the final nail on the head. Well, what about you then, Inspector Gregson? Do you admit to making a deal with Mr. Graydon in order to acquire the disc?
Ladies and gents of the jury, as a Scotland Yard inspector, I will declare this and nothing more. I am acting in the best interest of the country. Whatever I've done, it's been in the name of justice. So, as members of the public of this fine country, I'd like to think that justice will be your guiding light when you're making your decisions.
Great, now he's going after the jury.
This is quite a quandary indeed. Rarely have I encountered such extraordinary tumultuousness in the concluding of a trial,
or this much vocabulary. God damn it, man. Shorten your words.
Nevertheless, in the absence of any further evidence to be presented, I believe it is time that we put the matter to the jury for their final leanings. Well now, as fellow servant of Queen and country, I must say I sympathize with the old inspector.
Yes, he's a dependable man. I'm quite sure in service one becomes a good judge of character.
Even crossing your eyes doesn't help when it comes to looking at this case. It's all blurred to me. God damn it.
Well, as a fellow professional, I'd like to put some faith in the detective, really.
Gregson is a highly skilled operator. Stop. Currently in the presence of an idol. Stop.
She still likes him. Okay, fair.
Detective was weary, much trust in eyes. More than this, I cannot say.
I don't believe it. These 6 jurors are... They're going to believe Gregson if they declare their decision now.
Is Ginny going to be found guilty?
No! I won't let it happen. If I don't manage to produce some definitive evidence right now, then we're going to lose. Either some proof that Gregson killed Mr. Winniebank or stole the those government secrets. Or some evidence to force Gregson into admitting that he struck a deal with the witness.
Well then, counsel. I think it's time I impose on jurors to declare their final decision, no? That is, unless you have some compelling evidence you have thus far not presented to the court.
Let me just do a little quick sweep on what I have to show. When asked, you want to present, choose option 2 or 1. Inspector Gregson or Ashley Milverton as your final piece of evidence. And then present the music box, and we're done. Okay. I'm ready. You guys ready? Because I'm about ready to end this damn game. Not because I want to, but because I need to.
This is unless you have some compelling evidence you have.
I think I read that already. I'm just going to skip it now. If I let the judge call on the jurors to announce their leanings, Gina will be found guilty. I call her Ginny. I feel like she's mine now. We're friends.
So there's no choice then, Bruno. You have to throw some more evidence at them.
Okay, which one do you want? Do you want a freaking box or whatever? This is it now. It all comes down to this. Who do I present the evidence against? Gregson or Gregson? Leave it to the jury. Yeah, that's not happening. Inspector Gregson. I feel like Gregson would, It doesn't matter, but I feel like in this stand, Gregson will not give a shit. And at least Gregson could have some recollection of what he's done. So, Inspector Gregson. Inspector Gregson. Okay. There is one final piece of evidence I would like you to see.
Eh? What's that then?
If you refuse to acknowledge that you did in fact strike a deal with the witness here today, then you leave us no choice but to examine this piece of evidence thoroughly.
Well, go on.
This is my last chance. It looks like I'm going to have to force his hand here. One final piece of evidence to get this detective to admit that he clearly struck a deal with them. It's either the small music box or the disc. We're gonna have to examine this more thoroughly since we have a new piece of evidence.
Take that! Is that Mr. Mcgilded's peculiar music box, counsel?
Yes, with a disc already in place ready to play. I think perhaps now would be a good time to listen to the sound produced by the music box again. Only this time, with the second disc we've just discovered set in place as well.
Goodness, this disc, counsel.
Hold it!
No, we're not holding it.
No, wait, I can't let you do that.
Why not?
But because, well, because it's got nothing to do with this case. That's why. Objection.
Not true, Inspector.
Eh?
The defense has already proposed that the sounds heard by the court earlier from this music box were part of a Morse code message. Oh, now you're freaking out. Too bad, man. We know that Morse code comprises of two distinct tones. The defense believes that the second disc contains the second tone needed to complete the message. And now, we have a chance to confirm that theory.
For crying out loud, Sunshine, we're talking about state secrets here.
I don't give a fuck.
If you go letting the whole courtroom hear confidential information like that, it's treason.
Then, do you admit the charge? That in order to protect those state secrets, you engaged in unlawful dealings with the witness?
You're mad. If you let that secret information out in the public domain, you'll be making an enemy of the entire British government, you idiot.
So be it.
Objection.
Let's not forget, Inspector, that you, a Scotland Yard officer, leaked confidential case details to a witness. That you continue to lie to the court, and all because by fair means or foul, you're determined to do your duty. Well, by fair means or foul, I'm prepared to do mine.
Don't you dare!
I will stop at nothing to protect my client. I don't care who I make an enemy of. Van Zieks pouring a glass. Are you gonna toast to me, bro? What's up, bro? My lord, if you please. The court must hear the sounds that made by the music box.
Come on, Van Zieks, for Pete's sake, stop him!
Objection!
He's on my side. Put that foot up there. Let's go. Inspector, you should know my methods by now. I'm a prosecutor. I'm no Scotland Yard puppet. In this courtroom, my duty is to the law, so let me propose a toast to uncovering the truth, by fair means or foul. Thanks, buddy.
No! Very well. The defense stands here that of the prosecution has been made very clear, I feel. Therefore, in accordance with the defense request, the court will now listen as this music box is set in operation once more. This time, with the second disc in place and both discs playing simultaneously.
And we've done it. Nothing left to do except listen. Oh, listen to that. It's unmistakable now. It's Morse code. I'm assuming she said that.
All right, I admit it. Whatever you want, but for the love of God, shut that blooming box up.
We've done it. We've done it. It's over. Let me ask you again then, Inspector Gregson. Did you or did you not strike a deal with the witness next to you in the stand, Mr. Ashley Graydon?
Specifically, did you furnish the witness with confidential case details in exchange for the music box disc? Did you reveal the existence of the peephole in the pawnbroker's storeroom door, Inspector?
I did.
Stop! What are you doing, man? It's all exactly like the young Eastern lawyer said. When the trial resumed from after recess and we were stood here in the stand together, that's when he approached me with the deal.
Shut up, you imbecile. Shut up.
Psst, you there.
You're the detective who turned up at the pawnbrokery the other day, aren't you? I may have something you're looking for, Inspector, with me at this very moment. So how about a trade? I suggest you accept. Or
information that may make certain individuals uncomfortable will soon be very public indeed. I couldn't let the information become public knowledge, not under any circumstances. So I accepted the man's proposal and told him details about the case that should have been put him in the clear. The people in the storeroom door, the bloodstains on the overcoat.
By giving false testimony, this witness intended to have the defendant wrongly accused of murder. Inspector, you knew that. Yet you still revealed those details to facilitate the witness's perjury.
I did. But then it turned out the people had only been made that night after the incident took place. Scotland Yard wasn't aware of that, if I'm perfectly honest.
Well, Mr. Graydon, what do you have to say for yourself? There's nothing and no one left for you to hide behind. You struck a deal with the inspector in order to escape conviction of a very serious crime. Namely, this. You are the third intruder who broke into the pawnbroker in the night in question. And you perpetrated the murder of the proprietor, Mr. Pop Windybank.
You.
Oh, shit.
Traitor!
Oh, shit, run, Gregson. No, order in the court. Everyone, chill. Chill. Oh. Okay.
Bailiff! Restrain the man! At once!
Oh, shit, I'm so sorry. I'm voicing too much. I'm doing too much at the same time. That's it, then. Oh, my God. It's all over. Is it? Please tell me it is. I despised my life growing up. Those slums are vile places. I was cursed from birth, born into poverty, the son of a penniless artisan. My parents did nothing but quarrel all day long. What little money they had was never spent on me. So I set about studying to better myself, to one day escape from that hellhole. And you eventually became a communications officer. I admire your determination. But then you decided to try to sell government secrets. Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I wanted money. Even now, years later, the nightmares of my life in the slums wake me in the small hours. I wanted to drown them out with more money than anyone who lived in that squalor could ever imagine. Then one day, I met him. Mr. Magnus Mcgilded.
You're fiend with acquire talent, so you are. I've money to throw your way if you're interested. All you need to do is go along with me, little plan now.
I was to steal the ministry's telegraphic message logs, and Mcgilded would buy them for a handsome sum. As I was responsible for the inspections of the ministry's communications office, it was a simple enough task. The lure of the devil's offering. How easy it is to succumb.
But you must surely have realized the seriousness of the crime you were committing.
And for that reason, I took the great lengths to ensure that my actions were untraceable. By using the music box.
My father was a brickmaker, though my mother divorced him when I was still a child.
Yes, Mr. Mason Milverton.
That's right, he was very skilled with his hands. He'd once been a music box maker's apprentice. I imagined his skills would be sufficient to create a machine that could generate Morse code. So I sought out after my father again to employ his services. It was the first time I'd seen him since I left the slums 10 years earlier.
Look at you, Ashley. What a fine gent you've become, eh?
He was a different man to the one in my memory, a thin, frail old man. But poverty had never broken him, never corrupted him like it had me. I was sure that he wouldn't help me if I told him the real reason. So I made up a story. I've got some work for you, Father. I need some music box discs made.
Music box discs, eh? A musician's friend of mine who has written some music he wants to sell to the public. I brought the score with me. There are two, actually.
I brought the score with me. There are two, actually.
I'd be delighted, son. It's been 20 years since I did any work like this, though. Fetch my tools, would you? There's in the loft.
That's how I made him the two discs.
And thereby splitting the information in two. You were taking considerable precautions indeed.
It was to protect myself as much as anything. It meant that I could deal with the Mcgilded in two separate transactions. The first involved the first of the two discs and the music box for playing them. I exchanged them with Mcgilded for 10 guineas. Then on receipt on the second disc, he would pay 1,000 guineas.
So, what happened on the omnibus 2 months ago? Was the second part of the deal the exchange of the second disc?
Yes. I'd sold the man information that way a number of times already. But it seems to be reluctant to part with his money.
But that doesn't quite make sense, Mr. Graydon. For what was it that on the omnibus 2 months ago, your father, Mr. Milverton, was the one dealing with Mr. Mcgilded and not yourself?
When I received 1,000 guineas after my first completed dealings with Mcgilded, I decided to give 200 to my father for his troubles. But my father realized something was amiss. In time, he worked out that I must be involved in something dubious, and when he did, he said to me,
"Next time there's an exchange, you'll let your old man do it, understand? Otherwise, I won't take your money anymore."
That was my father's way of dealing with it, I suppose. Climb into the omnibus, hand over the second disc, and take the money from Mcgilded, that's all. He had no idea what was actually on the discs I'd asked him to make. He never knew. Just like that. Like I'll never know why everything went so horribly wrong that night. All I know is that the disc was taken from him, and he never returned home. It was only then that I found out what sort of monster Mcgilded really was. So after 10 years of not once uttering it, I swore in my father's name.
Damn, nice pose.
To exact revenge. Revenge?
Ah, shit. As anyone with even the remotest knowledge of the man will no doubt be able to imagine, Mcgilded brought all his wealth and influence to bear in the most despicable of ways. Press button now. To crush any semblance of justice in his trial. The crime scene was tampered with, evidence was fixed, and witnesses were bribed. And that trial 2 months ago was a farce from the start to finish. My feet had barely touched British soil back then, yep, I remember. And I walked into the hornet's nest, completely unaware of the sinister background to it all. I'd made plenty of money out of my dealings with Mcgilded by then. So I spared nothing in my arrangements 2 months ago. I knew exactly who to hire. If you're willing to pay the price, there are people in this city willing to do anything you ask. Mcgilded himself had shown me that. Are you saying that? I think you have the picture now. After he twisted everything to his favor in this courtroom to ensure that he walked free, I took matters into my own hands and delivered the justice that monster deserved. Okay, so you burned him alive. Yep. That tragic accident following the trial here 2 months ago was planned and executed by yours truly. Sure. Mcgilded's death that day was caused by this man. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me in the courtroom. What's at this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe. I hope it's not too inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the Oh, are you the police officer? Oh, I just realized it. Well, I must be making my tracks now. 'Tis time for the inspection. They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. So that policeman who came to tell Mcgilded he could examine the omnibus again. That's right, an imposter hired by me. Oh, so he's not you, okay. Mcgilded used his wealth to manipulate the trial. He paid people to adulterate the omnibus with all manner of false evidence. He threatened witnesses to lie in their face. So I gave the man a taste of his own medicine. Once the omnibus was doused in paraffin, one of my sham policemen ushered Mcgilded inside and sent him on a one-way journey to hell. An eye for an eye. That's how I avenged my father's death.
A spine-chilling account indeed.
But that wasn't the end of it for me. There was a loose end, you see. A loose end, Gina. Yes, I should think it's obvious. The second disc, which my father had taken to exchange with Mcgilded. Oh, well, that too.
Ah, yes. There was indeed no mention of it in the man's trial 2 months ago. Clearly because it had been removed from the scene of the crime.
When I realized it was missing, I remembered something. Something from the first time I dealt with Mcgilded. This is the first of the 2 discs and the music box you need to play them. Well, look at that now. What an ingenious little invention.
So then, as promised, 10 guineas for ye young man. What's this? Windybank's pawnbrokery? Aye. 'Tis a pawnbrokery ticket, so it is. Ye can use it to redeem an article I've deposited there for ye. There's no need to give him a name. Just hand over the ticket and tell the fiend to watch word. I put a jewel in pawn for ye. It'll fetch a good 10 guineas if ye sell it, so it will. I've never heard of a pawnbrokery being used in quite that way before. Have ye not, Mr. Gregson? London's pawnbrokeries are very useful places. You know, each one is like an extreme secure vault. And blah 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 blah. So I knew that if he'd taken steps to hide the disc, it would be in that pawnbrokery somewhere. And that on the night he killed my father, he must have entrusted the ticket to someone, Gina. Yes, to Gina. I remember now that when we first met you at Windybanks that afternoon 2 days ago, you had a description of Miss Lestrade written down. How did you know who you were looking for? From the trial, the pickpocket's testimony was clearly peculiar. Anyone could see that. I realized immediately that she was another of Mcgilded's pawns, that he must have threatened her somehow. I was fairly convinced it would be her who had the ticket. So I started to make some inquiries. I had a strong suspicion the girl would come out of the woodwork on the redemption deadline. And he was absolutely right. And yes, sure enough, she did. All I need to do was to wait until the girl went to the Windybanks to redeem the articles. But unfortunately, she redeemed only Mcgilded's overcoat and the one disc that was in his pocket. The all-important music box with the second disc inside was missing. Because it had already been forfeited 2 days earlier. But I was unaware of the fact. Had I not been, I could have avoided my nighttime excursion. Meanwhile, our investigation into stolen government secrets was progressing. We'd picked up on the fact that Mcgilded was involved. Inspector? You recovered fast from that. Yeah, I mean, he did. He is an inspector. My orders were to recover the stolen information as quickly as possible. So we started gathering the fellows' possession and examining whatever we could lay our hands on. We had a full-scale investigation going on in the yard, but we had to keep it as quiet as we would. Could. Then, when the inspector here took the disc from me in the pawnbrokery that day, I became nervous. I was sure the music box and the second disc were still there in the shop somewhere. So I knew that it was a race against time. I had to find those articles before the police did. So that's what prompted you to break into the place that same night. With the help of your old friends, the Skulkin brothers. What happened that night in the pawnbrokery, I can only describe as a nightmare. While Nash and Ringo were searching the counter, I'd located the music box I'd sold to Mcgilded on the shelves of forfeited articles. And the second disc was inside. Yes, I slipped it into my pocket with a very deep sigh of relief. But then, something entirely unexpected happened. Gina, what are you doing in my shop? What? Oh. A gunshot rang out in the shop and I felt a sharp pain in my left arm.
The broker fired his gun and the bullet pierced your limb.
Yes, exactly, but unfortunately, I decided to bring my own gun with me that night just in case.
Bang. 2 bangs.
Before I knew what happened, I'd fired back. The man had already turned to flee. I hadn't intended to fire in his direction, much less kill him. But unfortunately for both of us, the bullet hit me home. It struck him in the middle of his back as he fled through the storeroom door for refuge.
A sorry tale.
It all took place in the blink of an eye. I don't imagine Nash and Ringo even realized what had happened at first. I was terrified, so I fled. And that's the whole story. That's everything that happened at Windybanks on that wretched night.
Looks like we got a confession out of him. Earlier, you called Mcgilded a monster. A man who used his wealth and influence to distort the facts and escape justice from the crime of murder. What tragic irony. For what you have done is exactly the same. You've become the very monster you saw and despised so deeply in Mcgilded.
Yes, I think I have.
Well, at least you admit it now. Oh, it's over. Please let this be over. Am I done?
Well, this has been a long and exhausting trial. However, it would seem that at last we have arrived at the truth. Inspector Gregson, what of Mr. Ashley Milverton?
He's been restrained, my lord, and is being escorted to the yard. He'll be charged with murder of Mr. Windybank and the stealing of government secrets.
Very, very good. And you, Inspector? Regrettably, you will have to face charges yourself.
Yes, my lord, of course. It transpires that you were complicit in helping a criminal escape justice. That fact remains whether or not you were doing so in the line of duty. The crime is a serious one, Inspector, and inexcusable.
Now, the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Yeah?
It is time for the final adjudication. Is the jury ready, Mr. Foreman?
Yes, Garrett.
Oh, I'm losing my voice. Yes, sir, Garrett. Squadron standing by, sir. This is really is it now. That last push, final call. The finishing whistle. My men are ready to deliver their verdicts. Thank you, Mr. Foreman. Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You will now declare your final decisions to the court.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Say it one more time, cause we did it! Oh, God, that was long and stressful. Ha ha ha! That's the stuff. I'm off the hook.
do it.
I'm exhausted. Finally, it's the word. I really wasn't sure if we'd come out on the top for a while there.
Susie was right. You're the best lawyer in the world.
Miss Lestrade, I'm not finished with you yet.
Eh? What are you looking at me like that for?
Before you start enjoying your freedom, there are certain other crimes to consider.
I mean, that's fair. Eh? Gina, what you expect? You're not gonna get murdered, but like...
2 months ago, in my courtroom no less, you gave false testimony, did you not? And in relation to the trial today, not only did you unlawfully enter Windybank's pawnbrokery, you also attempt to abscond with Mr. Mcgilded's property, it seems.
Eh? I never done nothing of the sort. Of course not. It's not like you were gleefully wearing Mcgilded's coat in your cell yesterday or anything. Gina, please.
Oh, just when I was getting excited about throwing a party for Ginny this evening.
And turning our attention to the defense.
Oh, me now? Okay.
Determining that when played together, the music boxes contained a message in Morse code was... Well, it was certainly a most unexpected revelation, counsel.
Quite so, my lord. The prosecution was caught entirely off guard. Being as smooth as ever. In fact, I think we should applaud my learned friend. Encouraged here today, I propose a toast. Wow, okay. To demanding that the government's secrets be disseminated before the entire courtroom. Oh, that, well... yeah, you forgot about that, didn't you? Very sorry about that. Yeah, my bad. It was the only way that I could get Inspector Gregson to admit that to what he'd done, so...
If I may say something on that point.
Isn't that... Oh, it's about the sounds produced by the music box before. I do wonder if that was really Morse code at all. What? What are you saying, madame? Please don't start nonsense now. Oh well, it's just that I'm really rather fanatical when it comes to Morse code, you see. So much that the whole world seems to be covered in dots and dashes to me, in fact.
Goodness, madam. An unhealthy level of obsession one feels.
I mean, look at me doing this for 2 hours.
But I must say that in my opinion, the sounds produced by those 2 discs were nothing more than that. A meaningless series of 2 different tones.
Oh, no.
What?
Can that really be? It wasn't Morse code after all. Iris? My lord, the defense would like to listen to the music box again.
Are you off your nut? How many times do I have to tell you? Those discs contain material secrets, Sunshine.
This courtroom is not an appropriate forum to discuss the nature of the government communications. We know Mcgilded conspired to trade national secrets with our enemies, secrets acquired from Mr. Graydon. Now that that man has admitted to his crimes, we have no need to pursue the matter further. But it's really going to bother me, bro. Me too. Sorry if you hear that noise.
Miss Lestrade!
Yeah, me lord?
That which you have seen today here in the courtroom has been extremely disturbing.
That's an understatement. Falsified evidence, intimidation, perjury, a grim catalog of depravity.
An appalling experience to befall any child.
Come on, it ain't nothing. I don't see most days in the back slums.
I beg your pardon?
If you're weak, we pay for it. That's just how life goes. Gina. But look, I reckon I've worked something out today. The world ain't fair, but if you want it to be change, you've gotta start at home. You gotta change how you are yourself.
Well, that's a very laudable lesson, I would say. I eagerly look forward to the born-again Miss Lestrade never gracing my courtroom with her presence again.
Well, about that. Nah, never mind.
Now, with regard to the murder of Mr. Pop Windybag, proprietor of pawnbrokery business on Baker Street, I hereby declare the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Ha! This happened! This is gonna be the longest episode ever, holy shit! We got fireworks this time! We got fireworks! Oh, you're doing them. Don't shoot the court in the... Okay, never mind. Who cares? Never mind. I give up! You're no longer my client. It's over. You're my friend now.
That is all. Court is adjourned.
Ah. 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 What the hell is this? I forget about this. On a personal note, I must say you've surprised me, my Far Eastern friend. Ah, you're not a racist anymore. Thank you. Oh. Despite being a Nipponese, never mind. A Nipponese, you saw through the pretense to malice that festered within that Englishman. And at the same time, you saw through the grime to surprising heart of your English client. You have a curious talent for judging character, especially considering our very different cultures. I don't think there's anything curious about it. Whether we're from the Empire of Great Britain or the Empire of Japan, we're all human beings. We're not so very different on the inside. You know, I took this case for one very simple reason. To lock swords with you once again here in the courtroom. You did? When I encountered you for the first time 2 months ago, it reminded me of toasting friendship and trust with another Nipponese, only to find my trust betrayed. Oh. Through you, I hoped to look into the eyes of a man I once knew and try to understand. You mentioned something similar earlier today about total betrayal at the hands of the Japanese. What happened exactly? Well, you may ask. And one day, when the time comes, you will learn the answer, whether you like it or not. Ominous much? Alright then, I'll wait for that day, if I must. Are you gonna finally finish your drink? Coming to be known as the Reaper of the Bailey in my retirement from service 5 years ago, it gives me cause to wonder if our meeting has some deeper purpose. Nope, you're not. Of course you're not. Why would you? So, farewell, my learned Nipponese fellow, until we meet again. We are stopping the video here. I already stopped this twice. I'm at 2 hours at this point. Holy shit. I'm gonna press the button now. It's done. It's over at last. Please. I don't want to do this anymore. Oh my gosh. But where's Iris disappeared to? Yeah, where is she? I need to give her a head pat. Ah. Or ah. Congratulations, Gina. I knew it all along. I knew that you were innocent. Well, you did what you said, Mr. Anara Oddo. You believe in me, right up to the end. You're as odd as your name. Okay, well, thanks. What's odd about it? I told you I had faith in you, didn't I? No one's ever, as before me, kept a promise, I mean, properly. That's awful. Yeah, why wouldn't they keep a promise with you? You're nice. I figured something out today. All my life growing up in the slums, I've never trusted no one. But that's just because I've been scared of being stabbed in the back. I mean, the more you trust someone, the more it hurts when they let you down. Yes, I think I can understand that. Oh yeah, trust me. After all, I had a taste of it in that trial 2 months ago. Oh yeah. I chose to trust someone and paid for it. That betrayal left a big scar. You know though, Gina, I worked something out quite recently too. Trusting in someone else is really all an exercise in learning to trust yourself. And when your guts tell you it's the right thing to do and your trust is rewarded, there's no better feeling in the world. I think I have you to thank for reminding me of that valuable lesson. Oh well, if you say so. Don't make a fat lot of sense to me though. I'm trying to say that putting my faith in you, Gina, has been a real pleasure. For crying out loud, pack it in. Okay, I'm sorry, but I suppose I sort of feel the same way. I mean, sometimes trusting someone else is, you know, alright. Thanks. This is the way I see it, Ryunosuke. A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. After this experience, I'm starting to feel like I understand what you mean. Kazuma. Am I living up to your expectations? Am I turning out to be the lawyer you believed I could be? Pardon the interruption. Who the fuck is this? Oh, she's eyeing him. But why the deuce does a man have to do to be noticed around here, my dear fellow? Ah, that voice! Sholmes? Is that you? It's too late for that voice now, Mr. Naruhodo. I've been standing here patiently in the corner of the room for an eternity. Wait a minute, what the fuck? Ah, yes, it was me all along. I would have said when you finally noticed me. But you people, with your incessant babbling. Ah, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, ha, ha, yes, it was me all along, you see. Are you okay? Don't you need to go to the hospital or whatever? Are you not injured? I'd assume you'd been taken back to the hospital, to be honest.
Indeed, I was, but I managed to escape again. Oh, of course, sure, we'll go with that. I happened to be aware of one of two foibles of the doctor who was tending to me. I merely made my knowledge of them known to the man, and he happily issued me with a leave of absence.
How very above board.
But enough of my adventures. That was a fine victory, Mr. Naruhodo. Your tireless efforts justly rewarded, I feel.
Goddamn, your voice. I forgot about your voice.
Congratulations are in order. As a close friend, I tip my hat at you.
Oh, thank you.
Some great detective you are, good at being cold as ice, maybe. Have I irked you in some way, Miss Lestrade? While I've been having a snooze in your nice soft bed, some of us have been fighting for our lives. Ah well, the bullet did cause me to lose a substantial amount of blood, it's true. So I have indeed been feeling somewhat cold, not perhaps as cold as ice, but well, have a feel.
Whoa, easy there, bro. Back off. Could you take your hands off my neck, please? Mr. Sholmes, yeah, don't kill me. Please, don't shove me. Please, I need my neck to talk.
And in some ways, I suppose congratulations are in order. For you too, Miss Lestrade. What's this supposed to mean? Why is so half-hearted? Well, naturally, it isn't my intention to alarm you, but an acquittal in a trial with the particular prosecutor is perhaps a little precarious.
Well done, Mr. Sholmes. Not alarming in the slightest.
Oh, the Reaper, you mean? Because anyone who's found not guilty in the trial was working on winds up dead anyway. Is that it? The very point I was trying to make. As exemplified by the fate of Mcgilded, in fact. Ah, but of course, I pay no attention to such irrational drivel myself. Yeah, well, it don't bother me. Oh, really? Course not. The way I see it, the Reaper's a bit like him upstairs.
God?
Nah, I think he's nicer.
Him upstairs? You mean like God? Again, I think he's nicer.
Yeah, him upstairs. You know what's what, right? He knows what people are like on the inside. Continue. You want to have the wrong end of the stick.
Okay, sure.
There are some coves like that big bog trotter what are rotten to the core. And at the end of the day, him upstairs makes sure they get what they deserve.
I guess you are right in that sense.
I suppose that's one way of looking at it. Even Naruhodo is like, yep. Divine justice is one thing, though. The Reaper taking matters into his own hands and claiming lives is another. Well, I ain't like the Mcgildeds on this world, so I ain't scared. I got principles, see? A trait in which is to be admired, Miss Lestrade. Oi! Just give it a rest already, alright? As I was saying, congratulations are in order. The news of your acquittal was very welcome news to me indeed. Let me express my heartfelt congratulations, Gina. Oh, you called her by her name. Well,
There you are, Hurley! How long have you been here?
Okay, I know who that is.
Honestly, I went to the main entrance especially to meet you there.
Ah, Iris, my dear, I do apologize. But wait until I tell you what happened. This pair made utter fools of themselves.
What happened?
As you know, I have a penchant for disguise. I was hiding in this room dressed as a bailiff. But these dolts didn't notice my presence at all. They had no idea. Can you imagine, Iris? Would you credit it?
I'm not sure, really.
I beg your pardon? What?
I'm sorry, Hurley, but you just don't have the weighty presence you seem to think you have.
Wow, okay, just getting told off by a 9-year-old.
In fact, you really ought to be careful about that. It's going to land you in trouble one day.
I'll be careful. Ouch.
Anyway, it's such a shame. I was so hoping to throw a party for Ginny tonight. But you won't be able to come, will you?
Don't look like I'm going to be going nowhere for a while. You're the judge, Patters. I got stuff to make amends for, apparently. All them offenses. What was it? Again, breaking and entering, taking the box cutter stuff. What was it? Love, blah, blah, blah. I like her. Yes, I think you'll find that basically being a pickpocket is the main offense. But divine ain't an offense. It's a job, innit? Okay. I don't think so. Well, teach their own. Do what you gotta do, as long as you're not hurting anyone too badly. Still, it's has got me thinking all this. Maybe I should start looking for another line of work. I mean, you didn't start off as a lawyer, did you, Oddo? Oddo? Is that my new nickname? Oddo? Well, no, but I was never a pickpocket. Also, Oddo from Spider-Man? Well, anyway, I reckon I can manage to change, or make a change. I'm gonna do something for all of them like me from the slums, something that makes a difference for them.
That's a wonderful idea, Ginny, and I'm sure you can do it.
Sorry, just thought of the you can do it guy.
What is it?
Oh, you're crying. Okay, don't get going emotional on me. Nothing. Miss Gina Lestrade. Okay, who is this now? The prison carriage has arrived, ma'am. Come with me to the rear gate at once. Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna say... Right, well, looks like I'm off then. Yes, goodbye, Gina. And good luck. Oddo? Yes? Whoa, easy there. What did I do? No. What happened? Hang on. Hey! Ah, why? What was that? What was that for? Why? For what reason? What did I do this time? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say. So, you just shot at me? Yeah, okay, I get it. Ah, indeed. Perhaps the situation calls for a phrase hitherto missing from your vocabulary, Miss Lestrade. Eh? On occasions such as this, I would recommend a simple thank you. Oh, okay. Oh.
Oh, yes. It's good advice, Ginny.
Right, I see. Well... Aw. Thanks, Oddo. No problem, Gina. You're awesome. Keep doing you. Aw, she's so happy. Aw. Thank you for everything, what you've done, for believing in me. Ah, no problem, Gina. Ah, that makes me feel warm and fuzzy. Not at all. In fact, that should be my line. Thank you, Gina. She's so happy. That's gonna be the name of this episode. Oh, Jesus. Well, there she goes. I wonder if I'll ever see her again. Yeah, you will. Well, well, quite the indomitable pick purse.
Oh, I nearly forgot. I bought a paper outside. It's a special edition, and this trial is all over the front page.
Wow, this is holy shit long.
Pickpockets, innocence proven. Isn't it wonderful?
You should have known. You should have shown it to Gina, Iris. She would have been thrilled.
Oh no! How silly of me.
Oh, don't worry. Next time, you can show it to her in prison.
Oh, but anyway, would you like the good news or the bad news?
The what or the what news? Not again.
Well, what do you say, Bruno Hurley?
As usual, I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first. Absolutely not. I have no intention of listening to anything but good news. Okay, I mean, you did get shot, so fair play.
And there you have it. How people answer that question says a lot about them, doesn't it?
Let's not go there.
Alright then, maybe let's start with the good news this time. The rain has finally stopped. It was a regular level of rainfall, apparently.
Well, that is good news indeed. We can carry back greater comfort. Alright then, what's the bad news?
The huge storm has left the seas very choppy. The channel in particular is awful, so sailings out of Dover have been delayed by a day or more.
Wait, Dover? Oh, wait a minute. We get to see Susato. Hang on a second.
That's right, and we head to the station immediately. We may still make it in time to wave Susie off.
Alright, let's get to it. Hurry up. What are you waiting for? Hurry, hurry. But, there won't be a train, surely. We couldn't be that lucky. Bro. Who do you think I am, Mr. Naruhodo? Mr. Sholmes? I rushed to Victoria's station earlier and made an arrangements for a special express. Whoa. If we hurry now, we shall be there in time for dinner. Okay. Let's go, hurry. And I know of a fine restaurant that serves the most delicious baked sole. That's Great Detective the Great Detective does it again. Indeed he does. Okay. I happen to be aware of a number of the rail transport director's foibles. What? I merely made my knowledge of them known to the man, and he happily laid on the locomotive elementary. Just an idea, but it might be wise to stop manipulating people that way.
What are we waiting for then? To London, Victoria!
Alright, here we go. Off we go! Don't worry, guys. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're trudging along. We're trudging along. Screw it. Oh! Sorry, guys. I'm gonna press the button now. That took somewhat longer than I anticipated.
Susie's boat must be about to leave now.
Miss Susato, where are you? There she is, reading a book. Over there. Look, it looks like she's reading something. Diary, maybe? Wait, what are you gonna throw? Miss Susato, wait! What are you doing? Yeah, don't throw books into the ocean. We're not the Notebook or whatever. I don't know what movie throws a book into the ocean. I'm being funny at this point. Mr. Naruhodo, what are you doing here? Ah, that voice. I haven't had that voice in a while. We came as soon as we could after the trial, I mean. We heard that the sailings were being delayed due to the bad weather, you see.
Oh, I see. Then tell me, how did Gina's trial go?
It went well. She was acquitted. We did it. Oh, she's smiling.
That's wonderful. Really wonderful news.
Aw. The book you were about to throw into the sea. It was your Encyclopedia of British Law, wasn't it?
Oh dear, I was hoping you hadn't seen that. I'm not worthy of practicing law in any way now. So I was saying my final farewell.
You were saying goodbye to law?
You, Susato-san?
Would I be correct in assuming it's because of the peephole, Miss Susato?
I deliberately altered the scene of a crime, and then I tried to hide the fact. What I did is utterly unforgivable.
That reminds me. How did you even come to have this, Susie?
Did you pickpocket?
On the evening of the incident, Mr. Sholmes had invited Gina to dinner, if you remember.
Oh yes, we had a wonderful time.
Well, Gina gave us a little introductory lesson, didn't she?
Pickpocketing.
To the art of pickpocketing, I mean.
Oh, that was so much fun. I stole Reno's armband.
Yes, please don't do that again, Iris. That band's very important to me. I will lose my head.
Well, if it's so important to you, you should pay more attention to it. You didn't notice it for ages.
On a whim, I thought it would be fun to see if I could take the cat flapomat, so I put it up my sleeve.
Oh, well, that's useful.
Really?
And then I rather forgot about it until I found myself in Mr. Windybank's shop with it later that night.
I see.
And then...
Bang! Yep.
Ah! Mr. Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes!
Leave me, Mr. Naruhodo. Right.
After Mr. Naruhodo had left the shop, I started to think that door started to play on my mind.
The storeroom door, you mean?
Yes, if Gina was anywhere in the shop, I realized it could only be behind that door. And at that moment, the little device that I had up my sleeve sprang to mind. I was so worried about Gina, I simply had to know.
So you used the cat flapomat to make the peephole in the door.
As captured in the photographic print of the photo of the shop.
Jesus, I can't read.
By one of Hurley's red-handed recorders.
Indeed, it was the first of importance, that point. Precisely when the peephole was made, that information would prove to be Mr. Naruhodo's greatest weapon. Though naturally, without proof, it would have amounted to nothing.
But when I looked through the hole in the door, the sight that met my eyes made my blood run cold. Thoughts started to run through my mind. I remembered the trial 2 months earlier.
The trial of Magnus Mcgilded.
I thought about how he had manipulated the evidence and arranged false testimony to secure his freedom. It made the British system feel very dark and sinister to me. And then, a terrible thought occurred to me. What if some wicked criminal was planning to do the same thing now? Because from the appearance of the crime scene, it looked exactly as though Gina had shot Mr. Windybank. Even though I was sure she would never have done such a thing. You were worried, you were worried that the true culprit would try to frame her for the crime. That's right, but then I realized it would be very difficult for anyone to give false testimony in this case.
What do you mean?
Well, the crime appeared to have happened behind the door of a locked room. For someone to claim falsely to have witnessed it there would have to be a way to see beyond the door.
Ah, so you thought of a devious little plan,
For which
a peephole would be the very thing.
Only the peephole I had made wasn't actually there until after the crime had been committed, of course. And the criminal would know that, so it wouldn't make any difference.
But the possibility of a rather ingenious trap was there, was it not? A trap? Is that why she did it?
So, it's that why you kept it a secret, Susie? You never mentioned that you made the peephole to anyone, not even to the police.
I know, and I knew at the time that what I was doing was wrong, a criminal offense even. That's why I decided to confide in Mr. Sholmes. If Mr. Naruhodo was completely backed into a corner with no other possible means of escape, the truth about the peephole could save him. That was my plan.
She really does think of everything. Absolutely she does. But then, why didn't you just tell me everything before the trial began? My dear fellow, you're not thinking straight. If she had done that, it would have rendered you complicit in the whole escapade. Ah. Right. Ah. Ah. You could have been disbarred if you had been seen to have knowingly tampered with a crime scene. So, Miss SUSATO'S decided to shoulder the burden of responsibility alone. For your sake and Miss Lestrad's. Miss SUSATO.
The truth is, when it happened, I did it because I'd lost a little faith in the law.
Well, that happens to everybody. Oh.
I was worried that the right person wouldn't be convicted of the crime. But the moment I allowed myself to think that is the moment I lost my right to call myself a judicial assistant.
What you did isn't comparable to what he did. Graydon is the one who lied in the witness stand, using the peephole as a way to implicate Gina. And besides, if the peephole inconsistency hadn't existed, I'm not at all sure that she would have been acquitted in the end. Miss SUSATO, what you did saved Gina's life.
Well, with your kind words, Mr. Naruhodo, you've saved me, too, from my regrets.
That's what I'm here for. Well, we must all be thankful that Miss Lestrad's freedom has been assured. Yes, exactly. Although some of the loose ends in the trial will continue to play on my mind, I'm sure.
But the mentioned that the music box does contain secret messages, Mr. Naruhodo. What a triumph to work that out. I'm full of admiration.
Okay, thank you. Well, actually, that argument wasn't quite as compelling as I thought it was.
Oh, it wasn't?
Oh, well, gee, just crush her feelings, why don't you? There was a communications officer among the jury members, you see, a telegraph operator. And she said the majority of the sounds on the disc were just meaningless tones. As one would expect. After all, we are talking about secret government communications. No doubt they were written in cipher to avoid being readily understood should they have been intercepted. In cipher, I see. I don't see. So then, we could never have hoped to understand the message anyway. Nonsense, my dear fellow. It's quite a zero-pipe problem, I assure you. Asogi? What?
Well, that can't be a real word, can it? How funny.
Okay, well, apparently little Miss Einstein over here deciphered it.
Wait, Iris, what did you just say?
Oh, I just said asogi. Does that word mean anything to you?
Means something. Asogi was the name of my best friend.
What?
But how? How do you know that name, Iris?
I wrote it down during the trial before when the message was playing on the music box.
She transcribed it on the fly? She really is a genius, bro. She is something else.
I thought the message probably wouldn't be written out in plain Morse code, so I tried various ways to interpret it. But whatever I tried, the words just didn't seem to make any sense. That is, in English at least.
Oh,
it was in Japanese.
It suddenly occurred to me, you see. There's more than one Morse code, not just the English variety. Various countries around the world have altered and added to the Morse code to use it in their own languages.
I don't believe it. Are you saying...
That's right. I've only actually seen a chart of Japanese Morse code once before. But I think it's based on the Iro-aha pentagram, isn't it?
And you mean to say that in Japanese Morse code the message says asogi?
Yes, I think so. Sorry, but I don't remember all the Japanese Morse code.
That's more than enough.
Iris, would you let me see that?
Miss Susato, do you know Japanese Morse code?
Yes, I spent some time studying it.
Why does everyone know everything except me?
Because I'm quite sure Morse code will become ever more important for international communications.
Oh, okay. I forgot which button I'm pressing. Then might I recommend, my dear madam, that you focus your efforts on the English version. Bro, hey!
Be that as it may, Iris, show me the message, please.
Of course!
Bum, 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 bum.
But, what can this possibly mean?
Whatever is in the long sequence of supposedly meaningless dots and dashes. It's made the color drain from Susato's face. Jeez. Susato-san's face.
There's no doubt that this message is written in Japanese Morse code.
So the British Empire has been using Japanese for its secret communications.
I don't understand the reason why, but the message appears to be the list of 4 people's names.
4 names?
The The first is Kei Asogi.
Kazuma Asogi. Why? Why was his name on that disc?
The second is A Shin.
Forgot about that name. Shin? I don't recognize that name.
The third is T. Gregson.
Gregson? Or Gregson? Ah, it would seem Tobias Gregson is the third man on the list. And that's his name. What's his name doing in the secret government communications as well?
And the last name...
What's the matter, Miss Susato?
It's just so strange, so unexpected.
Oh, what is it, Susie? Don't keep us in suspense.
The last name is J. Wilson.
Ah, your dad. Oh shit, this is getting heavy.
What?
Wilson. Oh, wait, no.
John H. Wilson, you mean Daddy?
Not her dad. Her dad. Jesus, okay. I messed up daddies. Oh, Sholmes, are you good?
It says only J. Wilson, so I'm afraid I can't be sure. Then, after the four names, it reads, if I translate from Japanese, that is all four. And that's the end of the message, or rather the end of what you noted down, Iris.
I just can't believe it. Who would ever have thought that those discs contain Japanese Morse code? Not to mention a strange list of some disturbingly familiar names. It would appear that this particular message is a communications of some kind between Great Britain and the Empire of Japan.
So Daddy could be in Japan then. Where Susie and Runo come from?
About that.
Oh, well...
No, it's not very likely, really, is it? I mean, there are thousands of people with the surname Wilson, and there must be lots of J's among them.
Professor John H. Wilson visiting Professor of Medicine at the Imperial Yume University. Well, we can't tell Iris about that now. We just can't. Yeah, we can't. This is so strange. Somehow, in solving the case of Mr. Winniebank's murder today, I feel like I've rolled back a boulder at the mouth of a very dark cave.
I do wonder if perhaps it's a dark cave that we shouldn't go wandering inside.
Honk!
Oh dear, the ship is going to set sail soon.
Yes, it seems so.
I'll sail on the steamship first on to the port of Dunkirk in France. Then I'll change onto a larger passenger vessel bound for Japan.
You're really going then, Susie?
We wish you a safe passage, Miss Susato-san. Oh, just Susato. I thought he was going to use san.
Thank you so much. I wish all of you the very best.
Miss Susato. I had hoped to have you always at my side to guide me and support me.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Please, come back soon. As far as I'm concerned, you really are the very best judicial assistant in the world. Don't cry on me either. Jesus, women are emotional. Ugh. Fine, I'm getting teary-eyed myself.
I'm quite sure. I'll be back before you know it.
Really, Susie?
Oh, now, don't forget, Iris. I made you a promise I've yet to fulfill.
A promise?
About your manuscript.
Ah,
Oh yes, the Hound of the Baskervilles.
well, I'll be waiting for you then, Susie. A promise is a promise.
Definitely, Iris.
God, this is gonna be a nightmare to edit. I'm sorry. SUSATO'S, smiling.
Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes.
do you remember the first time we met?
Yeah, you freaking took me down. Yes, of course. I was on my back. On the SS Buria, when I was dragged out from the wardrobe still half asleep. If I remember rightly, you threw me halfway across the cabin with the SUSATO'S takedown.
You know very well that I'm talking about after that.
Well, I remember it that way.
It's strange, but being thrown together as we were in that case, I somehow felt straight away that you were the perfect person to continue Kazuma-sama's great legacy.
Miss Susato. God, I'm sorry. My voice has been doing this for a while. My bad, guys.
And my instincts were right. I really want to believe. No, I'm sure that. I'll be back home. I'll be back soon. Farewell then.
Somehow we seem to have come to the end of the adventures of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Or the first volume, at least. Looking back now, it feels as though fate has led me on this journey. Fate led me to becoming a lawyer, to traveling halfway around the world, to meeting the great detective. I'm sure there'll be trials and tribulations ahead. Of course there will. But whatever happens, I know I'll be able to turn my fortunes around. After all, I have the greatest friends in the world on my side.
Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. What is going on? Let me finish this damn game. Fucking Christ. Yes, Mr. Sholmes. I have some rather awkward news. What? The railway company has decided to sue over the special express train, apparently. What? Huh?
It caused such a commotion on the line all the other trains had to wait at stations.
But really, we would never have made it to Dover in time otherwise. Anyway, I explained everything and how it was all your fault. What? Huh? Huh? I believe a formal complaint should be delivered to your office tomorrow. Wait, why are you blaming? But not to worry, my dear fellow. According to Miss Susato,
You love defending yourself in court.
huh? 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 What?
It's all right. I'm perfectly happy to testify.
What do you mean? No. I didn't.
He really didn't look like the sort of man who'd do something so outrageous, see?
I'm gonna hurt her when I see her next time. Mr. Sholmes. Yes. A word, if you don't mind. Why, certainly. Any word you like. Bellow it out, my dear fellow.
Oh yes, I love Bruno's words. I know just the one he'll use here.
Then, I really must say...
Objection!
There we go! It's over! It's finally fucking over! It's over! That's it, guys. You're getting a fucking 2-hour-long goddamn freaking video. Holy shit. Oh my god, this was longer than I expected, but it was worth it. It was very much worth it. In the following weeks, hundreds of music boxes arrived at Baker Street. Something was afoot, though it transpired I had ordered them all myself. So I advertised them for sales with use my Mr. Sholmes, blah, blah, blah. I can't read this fast, and the money I've earned consulting detective pays per comparison. Oh god. Seriously guys, thank you so much for watching. This is gonna be a long video. This was actually the first game that I played during the COVID crisis. It was like really...
I haven't slept a wink. This manuscript is due tomorrow now. When I'm in this busy, Hurley usually cooks me breakfast. Well, cooks is an overstatement for some dry toast and insipid coffee. I do miss Susie and her lovely Japanese breakfasts.
Goddamn. Like, you stop making voices. But yeah, like I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna do voices anymore. I say that now, but the voice is gonna show up, and I'm gonna, oh, pain!
Witness, your testimony is riddled with contradictions.
Exactly. Rarely do Calvin hide under rare stakes themselves. Well, Oddo knows his father is an innocent man, or you call my son a liar. Oh, witnesses, my courtroom is no place for your petty arguments.
Okay, well, Jesus Christ. But yeah, like I said, this is the first fucking game that I played during the COVID crisis. It really helped me through it. I hope you guys enjoy it a lot. Oh, Hosanaga. Having delivered the Russian dancer to shore in Shanghai, I laid low and blah 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 blah. But last night I thought an extremely suspicious Japanese national on board. They expect you to... I've done nothing wrong! All I did was give a Wakai as offspring refuge in my pocket, and my man brings some kittens on board, and suddenly he's a hardened criminal! It's not fair! Oh wow, he's got kittens. Okay, wow, so much is happening. Guys, I'm trying to say thank you so much for watching, but this is not gonna let me happen. Holy shit. It's not gonna happen. Fuck me. Anyway, but yeah. I'm doing this right now because I'm gonna edit this before Spider-Man comes out. Oh, jeez, come on. Scientific investigations will be the gold standard policy in the New Age era. I dream of a world governed by the tenets of order and discipline. Like a great clock, in fact, whose hundreds of parts mesh together in a perfect unison. Oh, yeah. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have but 2 minutes and 37 seconds until my next appointment. Okay. Oh, jeez. Can I please get... Spider-Man is gonna come out. Not on the day it comes out, because I'll be recording that day. But, yeah, that's why I want to do this now. Gregson, hello. How are you?
The latest Rants magazine is out and I'm in it again. Whenever I say the one line she wrote now, I get a standing ovation. Want to hear it? Not bad, I suppose, for an amateur.
And sip tea. Glug, 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 glug. God damn it. But yeah. Seriously, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This is gonna be a fucking nightmare to edit, but, you know, hopefully you enjoy it. I missed that. I'm sorry, but let me just continue in saying thank you very much. Thank you so much for watching this. You've made it this far. You guys are so goddamn awesome. I am so sorry for it being rushed sometimes, I felt, because I felt like I didn't have enough time or whatever.
But invest in the old girl on a daily basis. Of course, Joan Oldbird must say battling with our bodily stares every day has been done in water dig peg, managing rather well the household work to got made business taped up, I'd say. Hope the gossiping neighbors don't realize the man of the house and his own maid.
No, but yeah. Yeah, seriously, thank you guys so much for watching. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoy making videos, as always. I really do, even though, like, it's a hassle and it pains me sometimes. Oh, these two. My Raleigh's back at the beat again, and no thanks to the Reaper. There's nothing I'd enjoy more than these days haunting a small change in the gutter. I'm in better, Bobby, and looking out for Londoners dropped by Pam Penny's, my lovely wife. Oh, Pat. Oh, Raleigh. Yeah. Jesus. No more people, please. I can't voice anymore. I'm losing it. Oh man. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. I can't stop saying thank you. If you're watching this now, hi Gina, by the way. Alright. Looks like I'm gonna be doing time for a bit now. But Iris comes every day for an adder, so it ain't too boring. She's always going on about all them cases what Sholmes is looking into. Crime and all the investigations are kind of interesting when you get into them. What was I gonna say? Yeah, thank you, I guess. Oh my god, I thought I don't know what I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Jesus Christ, thank you guys. Oh, fuck's sakes, I'm getting my thoughts in order. Yes, I renounce another bringing life sophisticated crime, but regrets, please. Give it over, bruv. That ain't the Nash we used to know. We got the time to plan to come back Milverton and Skulkin's milk run. The three must get what's its. Milking the neighborhood for all those worth. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, thank you guys. Seriously, thank you. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, if you're watching this towards the end, by now, after watching this, watch Nintendocaprisuns' playthrough of The Greatest Attorney. The second great resolve. Right now, after this. Oh man, I'm back. SUSATO, hi, how are you? This past 6 months has been a time I shall remember forevermore. Painful goodbyes and wonderful encounters. I've come to realize that what's life is all about. Naruhodo-san, I promise. Your assistant will return to you one day. But for now, I leave you with many memories and a good heartfelt wish that life will treat you well. Not likely. Oh god, no, seriously guys, I'm not even joking. Thank you. I just realized it might be 3 hours, this thing. Holy shit. I'm so sorry you guys have to put up with it. Oh, how nice. Oh yeah. Where's over? That's a cute picture. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are fan-freaking-tastic. Get ready for Spider-Man. That's gonna be a hell. I'm gonna start editing this video right now, actually. So right now. There's still more! I'm gonna pause it and just continue this later. Alright, I'm back. God damn it. Alright, you didn't miss much. They're just walking. I have to save this. But yeah, now that I have time, I thought this was gonna be it. I don't know why I was talking so fast. But yeah, now that I have time to freaking decompress and talk to you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are incredible. I can't stop saying thank you guys so much for watching this. This is gonna be... I just realized that since I started recording this Let's Play, it's been almost a year since I recorded this Let's Play. There have been so many games in between. I'm losing my voice. I'm sorry if you can hear that. But there's so many games in between that I'm just like, you know what? It's worth it, you know. But yeah, my next game is going to be Spider-Man 2. I've been also playing, I finished Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways. That DLC was awesome. Playing Assassin's Creed Mirage, also pretty damn good. I like it. It's so fine. Yeah, so many games. Oh gosh, so many games that are coming out. RoboCop is coming out in November, as well as the Super Mario RPG game that's coming for Nintendo Switch. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna like leave and come back and get some water because my voice is like killing me. I can't say thank you in this. I'll be right back. This is all staying in, by the way. Alright, I have returned from the depths of hell with my water. Oh, that's some good water. I have to start using these coasters right here that I have, right? But yeah, I'm letting this play out because these people deserve everything that they have. This reminded me. I am super excited for the Apollo Justice games that are coming to Xbox in January. That's gonna be one of the best games. I'm gonna be playing the game, just getting the achievements. That'll be like a Let's Achieve thing. We're trying to get the 100% in each game. You know, I already know what the game is. I'm gonna move this so it doesn't turn off. Nope. Okay, we're good. Okay. But yeah. Also, if my computer breaks by any chance, I at least have like the ending, you know. So I'm good. I'm all right. I'm good. This is all peachy after this. Oh my gosh, another one in the books. That's already. How many games have I played on this channel already? Like that I finished. Spider-Man. The I Am Jesus Christ video. There's still a ton of games that I want to play. Like, there's so many games. I'm not even joking. There's so many games I want to play. If this becomes, and even if it doesn't become successful, even if I don't get like 1,000 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers, I don't give a shit. I want to do this for me. I've been wanting to do Let's Play since I was like 11 years old. You know, since the first time I watched one of my first YouTubers. I don't know if you guys know him by the name of Shots Rocks. He still does some Let's Plays. He's not been active much, but like he will be the first YouTuber I've watched. And from him, I went into watching other YouTubers like Dirt77, Cypheron48, then Nintendocaprisuns, you know, all those people. It's fantastic what video games could do. There's so much going on in the world right now that's not going well, but hopefully if you watch this video, it's going well for you. And if it's not, I hope it gets better. I really hope shit gets done. This game really, like, I'm getting emotional. Freaking, like, goddamn teary-eyed. I don't know why I told you that, but I'm getting emotional. This game really made me, like, help me through the crisis of COVID. If it wasn't for this game, I don't know probably where, you know, my mindset would be. This game is really fun, and it's really great, and it's over now. But don't worry, guys, this isn't the end for me. This isn't the end for us. We'll still be doing this. The Great Ace Attorney Adventures. Finn! It's over. Oh my gosh, 2 hours! Jesus Christ! Oh! If you put the other one, it's gonna be 3 hours! Hey, I guess this video isn't getting any views. But anyway, yeah. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. That's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really mean it. I'll catch you guys while playing Spider-Man. I'll have fun with that. I might be doing some stuff for my classmates, but you know, that's later. That's not a problem. You need to concern yourselves. Okay, it's officially hit 2 hours now. But thank you guys so much for watching. This is a horribly long video. It's gonna be like 3:11 or something like that. Holy shit. Who's gonna watch 3 hours of this bullshit? I don't know who's gonna watch 3 hours of this bullshit. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're still watching this, give yourself a pat on the back. Buy yourself a lottery ticket, because you guys are lucky enough to witness this failure. But yeah. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are fantastic. I'll get to editing this as soon as possible. Probably come out, like, the day before, like, Thursday or so. It might take me 2 days to edit this. Who knows? Thank you guys so much for watching. I gotta stop talking because this is gonna drag on my freaking editing time. Thank you guys so much for talking. You guys are great. And yeah, that was the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles adventure. Go watch Nintendocaprisuns next now, which is what I'm gonna do too. See you guys next time. Bye-bye, and peace.